Today I am going to talk about an entirely different topic which has concern nothing to do about the exam or anything, but it is about the approach of preparing students or your ward for IIT or NEET or whatever it is. Now there is a very wrong concept among the students in particular that doing IIT or NEET is just solving objectives one time, two times, three times, four times from the same books, and what they keep on doing is keep on solving, and when they get an answer wrong, then they look at the answer and see that, and they say, oh yes, this is the answer, and that's the end of it. I would like to tell the students there is nothing like competitive examination preparation unless you know basics, and basics means the examiners knowing the subject and what you call as a subjective examination. Subjective examination. Now, when it comes to subjective and objective, I'll explain you with example. What is it? Say, for example, you know transition metals, which I was talking a few minutes back in another lecture. For transition metal, if you are taught the subject of transition metal and coordination chemistry, the question may be asked, how many unpaired electrons are in chromium plus 3 or scandium plus 3, titanium plus 2, zinc plus 2, copper plus 2, and so on. Now, if the question is asked like this, number of unpaired electrons in chromium is A, B, C, D. 1, A1, B2, C3, D4. This is with alternative, so you call it objective. Now, the same question is asked, what is electronic configuration of chromium? How it is ionized? Show loss of electron with diagram for chromium 0 and chromium plus 3. Both the questions could be done if you know the second question. That is where we are asked what is the electronic configuration and how ionization takes place. Now, if you know this, that means if you know subjective, then you can do objective. But if you do no objective, it is not no objective means cramming or by practice. What I mean, with no basics clear, you just keep on doing chromium s plus 4, chromium s plus 3 as this electron, think as this and that. Keep on doing questions, and you think that you got the knowledge. You may be able to solve objective, but you can't do subjective. But if your subjective, that is your subject knowledge is okay, then you can definitely do objectives also. That's it. The difference between the two is so many a times parents see that some institute is doing only objective practice. My advice is objectives can be done even at home, or they cannot be done in class. It is not necessary, but first it is subjective, that is concept and theory should be clear, and remember subjective, that is to board exam, and objective, that is competitive examination on which it is based. Both can be done if your 12th board preparation is properly done with your concept clear. As I explained a few minutes back, it's only the way the question is asked. The same question, you have 4 alternatives, then it becomes a competitive examination question. And if it, instead of giving 4 alternatives, it says explain, it becomes subjective. If you could explain why it is there, then objective is no problem. Because if you know how it is taking place, then you can answer 100 objectives if your subjective is clear. how ionization is taking place. It can be asked about any of the transition metal ions. There are so many transition metal theories. Electronic configuration, if you know how the electrons are lost in electronic configuration, you can answer. Thank you.